Blah. I'm just going to go. I'm going to make recommendations.
Okay.
And my number one recommendation is J Retard Blood Visions.
So
Just
good.
like a fucking banger of a record. That's number one. Number two, and this is Jason, if you don't listen to this album, I will like be so upset. You have to listen to Dark Thoughts. They're out of Pennsylvania, out of Philly. They're called I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. You don't have to worry about it. I will send it to you. You have to listen to Dark Thoughts self-titled record. It's 12 songs in 18 minutes.
Okay.
But with the melodic, with all the ferocity of the Ramones, with like the melodic wonderfulness of the Bouncing Souls, all combined into one. And it's like I said, you can listen to that record about 3 to 4 times in an hour, and you will, because you'll just listen to it over and over and over again. That's Dark Thoughts, self-titled, everybody. That's number 2. Number 3, I'm going to go with the Pixies, man. And I'm going to go with their brand new album. Well, they have a newer album coming out, but I'm going to go out with their last record, Beneath the Eerie, because I was really not satisfied with Indie Cindy or that other one that they did. I just felt like it's just Frank Black doing Frank Black songs instead of doing fucking writing like the Pixies. It's the same thing if Glenn tried to make a Misfits record today. How could he? You know, every song would just be called like Skull Forest or like, you know, like Black Roses or some bullshit. Like I don't think he's in that mind. I think you have to be in a mind place to go back to that time. It's very hard. Some bands can do it. A lot of bands can't. In this case, Black Francis was able to find that magic again, and Beneath the Eerie is just a phenomenal, true comeback record for the Pixies. So I would recommend everybody check that out. I'm gonna also go with Funhouse, because who the fuck was making that in 1970? You listen to literally everybody goes, oh, there was heavier stuff. And yes, if you really want it, nothing's more punky or heavier than John Lennon playing bass on Helter Skelter. You listen to John Lennon thumping that bass on Helter Skelter and you're like, holy fuck, this is punk before punk. But then you go to 1970 and they released this album called Funhouse, and you listen to Down on the Street and you're like, who the fuck else is doing this in 1970? Who's doing TVI? Who's screaming like that? Nobody is screaming like
Iggy to the
Pop.
Doors in 1970.
Okay, like live, maybe, yeah. Like, okay, well, and Iggy was very informed by the Doors, but you know what? He wasn't going as hard as Iggy Pop.
Right.
I'm gonna and then I'm gonna actually go with an Iggy Pop record as my next recommendation. I'm gonna recommend Post Pop Depression from 2016, which was
great. It's a great record.
It's a great record, and I'll tell you something. He I thought that would be his final record. I didn't think he would do another one called Free, which I'm not really too hip on. Post-Pop Depression is the perfect punctuation period on a fucking body of work of a career. Every song, there's like 9 songs. And here's what's interesting. It is like a legitimate heir to the Bowie canon, the late German albums, right?
Great. Yeah.
And on that tour that he did with Josh Homme or whatever his name is, they were doing only songs from the first 2 Bowie albums and Post-Pop Depression. And they did Repo Man, of course. And it was sublime. I saw that at the Capitol as well. I think that's 4. And my 5th and final album is going to be Murder Ballads by Nick Cave and the motherfucking Bad Seeds. Just a fucking
Stagger Lee.
I was just about to say, if you want to hear like a friggin' white Australian dude like do the baddest gangster rap you ever heard, just listen to Stagger Lee. It's a murder ballad. Murder ballads are traditional folk songs that don't have authors. As a matter of fact, the Grateful Dead have covered a few of these songs as well. I believe they also cover Stagger Lee. But then you listen to Nick Cave do his arrangement, and it melts your face off. This came out in 1994, I think, or 1996. And I'll tell you what's the opening track called? I forget the name of the opening track. Is just a brutal song. You have Henry Lee, the duet with PJ Harvey. They were dating at the time, and just phenomenal.